La paranda de Trinidad. La paranda. La paranda de Trinidad. Parancona. Con alegría, dame un abrazo, para dar las 12 pasos, una cañonazo. Dame un abrazo, para dar las 12 pasos, una cañonazo.
Okay guys, we're in the lovely community of Diego Martin. This band needs no introduction. Tonight we introduce to you Voces, Jovenes.
Llegó la hora de brindar con alegría. Llegó la hora de brindar con alegría. Dame un abrazo, para dar las 12 con sonar el cañonazo. Dame un abrazo, para dar las 12 con sonar el cañonazo. Corren por las calles, echan lugares, los correctos y
Tonight we share Parang Corner with the reigning national Parang champs, Voces, Jovenes. Good night guys.
Hey, what's up?
So we have Miss Lisette, the PRO of the band. We have Simone, that's the vice captain of the band, and then we have Mr. Russell Corby, the big captain of the band. Alright, so we're gonna make this very comfortable. Guys, tell me a little about Voces Souvenirs, a little of your history, the band's existence, and you can probably throw in a little of your achievements there as well.
Okay, cool. Voces Souvenirs, we started in 1997, so we're 22 years old. We formed from another band called Utah Carolers. We used to go house to house caroling at that point in time, right? As the children get older, some of them were embarrassed to sing carols. So we kind of transitioned. The ones who didn't have that embarrassment stayed on,
Yeah.
and we formed the group Voces Souvenirs, because we really had fallen in love with the Parang art form at that point in time. We used to sing carols, and at the end of the set we sing two little Parang songs, a little Obelen and things like that. So 22 years in the making. At the start you're cute and you're nice, so people like you that way.
Not cute and nice.
Right? So you have to develop your skills and learn the art form, and that's what we've been doing. So 22 years, we are now reigning national Parang champions. 2016. Everything about this art form I've learned from this group and being a part of the association, because my family is not musical whatsoever, but through that Utah Carolers and then into Voces Jovenes, this is where my musical background came from, meeting lots of people, meeting you guys. Just the Parang fraternity has me in awe. I don't know, somehow the music just hits me, and yeah.
Alright, so tell me a little of, as I said, the reigning Parang champs. I know you all won in 2016.
That's right.
Let me know if you could remember a little of your preparation towards that achievement.
Wow. Taking a look.
Who's taking it away?
From what I remember, just a lot of long nights, drill. I swore we were in like the army at one point in time or something, because you need to get it right. That was all was on our mind. But within that, our group is, even though we have to take things seriously at times, we kick so much, we find time to like that mental break. I guess it's all part of our vibe, the vibe of Voces, but it was a lot of late night preparation, but we eventually got it, and I guess people liked it.
Together with the fun family vibe.
Yeah, correct.
Alright, so what I wanted to ask is, I know you all are a band that actually stresses and focuses a lot on traditional Parang, right? A lot of bands share different views on it, but I'd like to get what your view is on the traditional Parang versus the nowadays modern type of Parang that, a lot of bands introducing Latin, merengue, these type of stuff. What actually are your views on it?
Well, we don't really see it as a versus story.
Okay.
There's a kind of antagonism between the two. We value the tradition. We believe that somebody has to make a space for it in this whole landscape of music here in Trinidad. And we see that, everything has its, a lot of attention geared towards different things. And we just decided that, this is what we're going to focus our attention on to ensure that people will continue to know what we consider as the first indigenous form of music in Trinidad, Parang. So that we decided, we love this thing, we cherish it, and we would like other people to love it and cherish it the way that we do. We appreciate all of the innovations that have come in, because that's music. Music is not something that is stagnant, or static. It continues to evolve. And in the same way that there are many things that we sing now that 60 years ago would not have been considered part of the tradition, but that's part of it. And so it's a beautiful thing to see this evolution. And I think that once it's done well, whatever you do, do it well, and do it in a musical way, and do it in a way that adds value to the whole this beautiful musical art form that we have.
So I guess you could say that your contribution basically focuses on preserving the traditional parts of the Parang.
Yeah, sure.
Your contribution to the genre of music, I should say.
It's basically our watchwords, keeping the tradition alive.
Correct. So that's wonderful. So with that being said, I'd like to ask what you think could be done more in schools, like if we could probably try to get the National Association, if they should be doing more in trying to get Parang as for instance, in school you do music, you do pan, you do maybe guitar, this type of stuff. If we have the kids doing more Parang, rather than just having it once a year for the junior Parang competition, because that's when they most likely prepare and get maybe their choirs that's in the school.
And I think there is always a space for bringing in the youth in anything, in any spectrum of life. If we don't, we're gonna find basically the art form will die if we don't encourage them to come in. I think the association has been doing a pretty good job so far in rallying you find 13, 14-year-olds passionate. When you see them on that stage, that junior Parang stage, they are, I think they take it a little bit more seriously than the senior bands, I think what our role is as bands, as senior bands, we need to just encourage them more, bring them in a space where they know that from secondary school they can transition, into a senior band.
As you have seen,
As we have seen and as we are doing right now. Because one thing that we are starting to do with our show, Start the Parang, is encourage that youth. We started off with actually Russell's nephews. They started their own band. Okay. And we're talking about how old from 8 years old, and I think the eldest might be 17 or 18. Okay. And we've encouraged them to come to our show and play. And we actually are starting to encourage this year we had the reigning junior champs. So just give them that stage to know that it's not just competition. They have that platform that they can start to do things, and it stems with us adults that we need to encourage. We need to show them, listen, there is a place for you, and don't be afraid, because back in the day it was very terrifying to for us as a young band to approach any older band, and it was kind of like hands off, but
But I'd also like to congratulate you all actually on that show. That show is a major impact in the Parang season now. It's actually, people look towards Study Parang. It's actually the first event that everyone prepares themselves for the season. So I think you all are doing an awesome job. You should continue. You should not let that tradition die at all of that Study Parang. Keep it growing. Russell, I'm taking it over to you now. I know you mentioned the fact that you all started very young and that type of stuff. With that being said, where do you see Voces Jovenes within the next 5 to 10 years?
Within the next 5 to 10 years?
Yes.
Maintaining the name Jovenes. People ask
us that dying
all the time. Because young voices, right? We tell people we're young at heart, and that's the way we intend to stay. Continuing our tradition of the natural parang, the authenticity of it, but we do understand the evolution of music, right? So we would like to incorporate a little bit more into our music. However, maintain at least the traditional instrumental or flavor of the music, you know. And this year, you know, we said we were good with our members, and then just like that, we took in 4 new people.
Okay.
You know, so we're also looking to see, apart from just junior parang, where we can extend our reach, because we're from the West, and there ain't that much parang lovers in the West. It's very difficult to find persons that come, let's go.
Yeah.
So, you know, so if we can incorporate more people and keep our tradition going, and it would be nice if we could take on a school, but you know, time is always a very, very difficult thing.
Yeah.
Everybody is trying to find their way in life, and but I would love to see us, once we could maintain the standard that we have, continue our show, Study Parang, that is, keeping that tradition alive. That's where I'd like us to see if we can and be that more professional. If I could learn music properly, that would be wonderful.
Yeah, I think you can, you know.
Well,
I mean, if you could learn Spanish, you could learn parang. I think
true.
it's definitely possible.
Yeah, no, it is possible, but everything is effort.
Everything is.
So I have to make up my mind to do that, and we all do actually. Yeah.
Well, that's wonderful. So yes, we look forward. Hopefully, in the next 5 to 10 years, you all will actually be behind the mic boards, cheering on your junior group, because you know you want that tradition to remain,
sure.
and you'll definitely have that fun family vibe that keeps the band going. Every time I'm around you all, that's the type of vibe that you all give off. I could be wrong.
No. What you see is what you get.
What you see is what you get.
I'm
That's
trying to be very serious for this interview.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't want you to be that serious. I want you to be relaxed and give me that fun family vibe. I don't mind it at all. All right. So yeah, Voces, Jovenes. I mean, guys, I can't tell you how thankful I am for you all joining us on this Parang Corners episode. I hope that we can see each other as regular through the Parang season.
For sure.
We'd meet up some more, and hopefully that both Voces, Jovenes, Los Alumnos de San Juan, all other Parang bands can get more involved in preserving the tradition and to make sure that it's a style that doesn't die. It's a culture that doesn't die. Thanks for viewing Parang Corner with us again, guys. And thank you so much to the band Voces Jovenes for having us. And don't forget to click on the link below, like, subscribe, share.
Introducing to you Right Body Products, all natural products made locally. Natural deodorants, natural soaps, natural creams, lip balms. Want to know the secret behind beautiful skin? Visit Right Body Products.
Corren por las calles,